morning, dear students. Well, in the previous classes, you already learned about the displacement time graph, velocity time graph, and the acceleration time graph. So, in today's class, we are going to learn a new topic, that is equation of motion. So, this is the third part of this motion in one dimension chapter. So, now let us start this equation of motion part of the motion in one dimension chapter. So when a body is moving with uniform acceleration, the equations of motions gives us the relationship between the initial velocity u, final velocity v, the time of the journey t, acceleration, that is a, and the distance travelled by the body, that is s. So the equations of motion gives us the relationship between all these factors what I told now, that is initial velocity u, initial velocity, that is u, final velocity, that is v, acceleration, that is a, time of the journey t, and the distance travelled by the body, that is s. The equations which gives us the relationship between initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration, time of the journey, and the distance. Such equations are called as equations of motions when a body is moving with uniform acceleration. So let us see the three equations of motion. So the first equation of motion is v is equals to u plus at, and the second equation of motion, that is s is equals to ut plus half at square, and the third equation of motion, v square is equals to u square plus 2as. So these are the three equations of motion which gives us the relationship between initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration, time, and the distance travelled by the body. So now let us derive these three equations of motion with the help of graphical method by using velocity time graph. So first, initially, body is in a linear motion. Body is in a linear motion means it is traveling in a straight line path. Its initial velocity is u. So now consider it is the origin. So now the body is not at rest initially. Its initial velocity is u. Then the body uniformly accelerated, means its velocity changes uniformly. Velocity changes equal amount in equal interval of time. So then you will get the velocity time graph, that is a straight line from the point A. Then it acquires a final velocity at the point B. So just to get that, draw a perpendicular to the velocity axis from the point B. So now B, C means the point B gives the final velocity, the point A gives what? Initial velocity. So now draw one more perpendicular line to the time axis. So the body acquires a final velocity at a certain interval of time t. So now give a name for this as v. So now from this velocity time graph we can say that OA is equals to u, that is initial velocity. Next OC from initial position to final position, that is OC is equals to V. Next OD is equals to T. So from this graph we are going to find out or derive the three equations of motion. So first let's derive the first one, that is V is equals to u plus at by using this velocity time axis. So now I draw little bit this side. So this is velocity axis, this is time axis, and it is the origin. From this point A, it's the initial velocity, and then the body accelerates uniformly and acquires the final velocity at the point B. It is represented as V in a certain interval of time, that is T. So from this velocity time graph, we are going to derive the three equations of motion. So which is the first one? V is equals to U plus AC. So let's derive that. See, what is V here? Final velocity. So from this velocity time graph, we are going to find out an acceleration right now. So acceleration, how to find out the acceleration? By using this velocity time graph. That is by finding the slope of the straight line AB on this velocity time or graph. So to find out the slope, we need to form a triangle by taking any two points. So here on the straight line we have the point A and B. So we have taken only these 2 points. So by using these 2 points, let's form a triangle. Just give a name E and this point. So now ABE is a triangle. So by finding the slope of line AB, we can get the acceleration. So acceleration is equals to, acceleration is equals to slope of line AB. So how do you find the slope of line AB? Slope of line AB is equals to acceleration. So acceleration is nothing but what? Change in velocity divided by time. So from this triangle, the velocity, which side of the triangle is parallel to the velocity axis? So here in this triangle ABE, BE is the side which is parallel to the velocity axis. So BE is taken as velocity. Because you know already acceleration is equals to velocity divided by time. So that's why we have taken the BE side first divided by time. Which side of the triangle ABE is parallel to the time axis? That is what side? AE. So AE is equals to OD, means that side is parallel to the time axis. So acceleration is equals to BE is parallel to what? Or it is equals to, here we will give the name AC. So BE is equals to AC divided by AE is equals to OD. So A is equals to, what is AC? AC or CA, that is V minus U. V minus U divided by, what is OD? OD is the time interval to acquire the final position. So that is T. So from this relation we can write it as AD is equals to V minus U, or V is equals to, just shift this minus U towards the left side, that is becomes V is equals to U plus AD. So this is the first equation of motion. So here you have to be sure about this factor. How we got this factor? V minus U, that is AC. AC or CA. So in the velocity time graph, CA is given as V minus U. So that is a very important point here. So by doing like this, we can get the first equation of motion. Now we have derived the first equation of motion by using velocity time graph. So that is V is equals to U plus AD. So now let us derive the second equation of motion, that is S is equals to ut plus half AD square. So you know already what do you mean by S? S is the distance traveled by the body. So in a velocity time graph, the distance traveled by the body can be found out by calculating the area enclosed between velocity time sketch and the time axis. So what are the areas area, right? So from this point to, so this is the area enclosed. So what is the shape? OABD. So it's the trapezium. So by finding the area of trapezium, we can find out the distance traveled by the body, that is S. So S is equals to area of trapezium. So just look at this diagram properly. So the trapezium is split into two shapes. So that is first one OAED. So it's a triangle and it's a rectangle. So ABE. So this is a triangle, right? So by finding the area of triangle and area of rectangle, we can get the total area of the trapezium. So let's find out the area of triangle and rectangle. So area of trapezium is equal to area of triangle ABE plus area of rectangle, that is OAED. So yes is equal to. So what is the area of triangle ABE? Its formula is half into base into height plus area of rectangle length into breadth. So S is equal to half into base. In the triangle, which is the base? The side AE into H. What is the H here? Height, that is represented by side BE plus in rectangle length, area of rectangle is length into breadth. So length is equals to OA and breadth is equals to OD. S is equals to half. So what is AE? Where is AE here? So AE is equals to OD. Then what we can note here? OD is equals to tan. So in place of AE, we can write it as AD. Sorry, OD into what is BE? BE is parallel to the side AC. AC or CA plus what is OA? OA is equals to U into what is OD? OD is equals to tan. So S is equals to half. See, look at OD. Where is OD? OD is equals to what? Tan into what is AC? AC or CA, that is V minus U. See, from point A to C, it is given as V minus U. V minus U plus UT. S is equals to half. See, from the first relation or from the first equation of motion, that is V is equals to U plus AT. In that we can write it as V minus U is equals to AT, right? So here in place of V minus U, what we can write? AT. So here T is there. V minus U is equal to AT plus UT. S is equals to half AT square plus UT, or it can also be written as UT plus half AT square. So this is the second equation of motion. So this is how we have derived the second equation of motion. So in this, the very important point is V minus U. So in place of V minus U, what we have done? That is A. That is by using the first equation of motion. So this is how we can derive the second equation of motion by velocity time graph. Let us derive the third one, that is V square is equals to U square plus 2AS by using the same velocity time graph. So again, from this trapezium we can find out the distance traveled by the body. So now let us consider the trapezium OABD. Area of trapezium OABD. So how to find out the area of trapezium? So you have put this line now, right? So what is the area the trapezium? You know already, that is half into sum of parallel sides into height. So S is equal to half into. So look at the trapezium OABD. So look at this trapezium. Which two sides are parallel to each other here? So the side OA and the side BD are parallel to each other. So BD here. So the side OA may be short, but it is in parallel with the side BD. So this is OA and BD. So these two lines are parallel to each other in a trapezium OA BD. So sum of these two parallel sides. So these two sides are parallel to each other, OA and BD. So OA plus BD into what is height? Which side you are going to consider as height here? So height is not BD. So this is in parallel with the side OA. So now we are considering the height as OD. X is equal to half into what is OA? OA is equal to U. Plus what is BD from here to here? Or BD is equal to OC. So OC is equal to what? V. So look at this carefully. BD, right? BD is equal to CO or OC. So OC from this diagram, velocity triangle, OC is given as V. So in place of BD, you can write it as V into OD is equal to tan. S is equal to half into V plus U or U plus V into C here. From this relation, again T can be written as T minus U divided by A is equal to T. Right? So from the relation or from the first equation of motion, the relation for the time T is given as V minus U divided by T. So in place of T, just you write this equation. So that is V minus U divided by A, or X is equal to, we can write it as V plus U into V minus U divided by 2A. So your only multiplication is there. So that's why I have multiplied the numerator as well as denominator separately. So V plus U into V minus U divided by 2A. So you know already this is in the form of A plus B into A minus B. So A plus B into A minus B, that is equals to A square minus B square. So here A is B and B is U. So B square minus U square divided by 2A, or this can be written, just you shift this 2A towards left side. So it becomes 2AS is equals to V square minus U square, or this can be written as V square is equals to U square plus 2AS. So this is the third equation of motion we have derived with the help of velocity time graph. So in this, the important thing is here how to substitute the relation of T, that is by using the first relation T is equals to V minus U divided by A. So if you substitute that correctly, you will get the correct answer in the last step. Alright, so this is how we have derived the three equations of motion by using a velocity time graph. See, look at these equations of motions properly. When a body is initially at rest, so now body starts to move, but initially it is at rest, means initially its velocity is 0. The initial velocity of that moving body is 0. So when the initial velocity of the moving body is 0, then the three equations of motion becomes V is equal to, when U is equal to 0, then you get V is equal to AT. Then second equation of motion, S is equals to, so this one becomes 0 means this term is completely 0, then what is remaining? Half at square, and third one v square is equal to uv 0 means this term becomes 0, and what is remaining? 2as. So these are the three equations of motion we will get when the initial velocity of a body is 0. And when a body is uniformly retarded means the body's velocity goes on decreasing uniformly, then acceleration is considered as negative. Right? In a retardation is nothing but it is the negative of acceleration. So in such cases, the three equations of motion becomes v is equals to u. So here a is negative, plus into minus, minus, that is b minus at, and the second one s is equals to ut minus half at square, and third one v square is equals to u square minus 2as. So these are the three equations of motions for a uniformly retarding body, and here these are the three equations of motion you will get when the initial velocity of a body is equals to 0. So up to here your third part of motion in one dimension chapter is completed. So up to here the second chapter, that is motion in one dimension, is fully completed. So in the next class I will start the next chapter.